Thank you very much.
What did you do prior to being 14 and not knowing how to read?
Well, I mostly sort of got around, through context clues.
Like you'd see a stop sign and you'd know that cars were supposed to stop there because of them stopping there.
I mean, normally I'd see the car. Well, I was 14, so I wasn't driving, but I'd see other cars and being like, "Oh, there must be something to that stop sign situation,"
And how about like how would you order food?
I mainly through thinking and for
picture menu.
Picture menu. That I was exclusively going to picture menu places.
And I feel like those places serve a lot of food that doesn't agree with your stomach.
Oh, I was constantly sick.
Constantly, like an Applebee's or a Red Robin.
I mean, the Denny's, what was it, 2, 2, and 2?
2 eggs, 2 eggs, and 2 eggs.
2 eggs and 2 eggs. I mean, that's what they kept giving me because I think they knew. I realized later I didn't know any better.
And you were just pointing at pictures of eggs.
I was just pointing at pictures of eggs and they were giving me eggs.
It's a lot of protein, but not a growing boy can't just live off of eggs.
You're telling me.
When does this start?
I don't know. Oh.
Are we live?
I think I'm seeing hello. Yeah, I think
Is this live?
I think we're live. Hello, everyone. My name is Mort
Crabman.
And this is Crabman.
I'm Crabman.
And welcome to Catching Up with Mort and Crabman.
Look at us.
There we are.
Why did you want a Lego man to be your sort of icon?
I think the sunglasses Lego man is the coolest of the Lego man, and probably toys in general.
You want to know what my favorite Lego is?
What's your favorite Lego?
It's a crab Lego.
Folks, I think I could have known that. But in general, I think the Lego man sort of shows off that me, Mort Grossman, am a cool guy. I think that's basically what this show is about. Is just sort of us sort of getting out to the people and talking to people. For me, I wanted to do a show because I wanted to show everyone how cool a guy I am. And so that I could maybe talk about it in conversation and be like breaking up. Oh, hey, I have a show.
And I wanted to tell the people about crabs.
Yeah, so I guess we should get into why this exists.
Well, we met at a communications course, a night class.
Yes, it was and we, I think we were both doing relatively poorly, and we thought, well, we don't need this anymore.
Yeah, but then we met Mr. Jordan.
We met a Mr. Jordan Eskanazi, which some of you
already
know.
knew Mr. Jordan.
I knew him from Temple, of course, but he did a day in the class as sort of this is how you be a mildly successful Twitch streamer.
I've heard he's very, very successful.
I've also heard this, or at least he tells me. So who knows if that's true? But anyway, he is doing this thing where he's doing this Twitch affiliate thing. I don't fully understand the Twitch.
But yeah, they said they needed shows. To meeting Twitch affiliate.
We should read this
requirements.
They were doing they do 7 streams in 7 days with 4 requirements.
Let's take turns.
Okay, you go.
500 total minutes broadcast in the last 30 days.
7 unique broadcast days in the last 30 days.
Average of 3 viewers over the last 30 days.
50 followers.
That's a lot of requirements.
It's a lot, and so he came up to us, and he came up to us and he was like, he's doing this, and so I think I was the first one to say, I want to get in on this, and I
wanted to do a show where I could also do this,
and so so there's a few things happened. There was like, oh, we're gonna do it, we're gonna let them do it. Who are these strange men that I've met for this? In this class randomly, or am I gonna bring them onto my Twitch stream? And eventually, here we are.
Here we are,
and we're doing great, I think, so far.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Crabman.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna tell people. So here's the other thing. So originally, that was the idea. We do a show, cool guy, whatever. I will say,
crab talk,
sure,
crab chat,
whatever that is. Yeah. Thank you, J.Quack. That's so far so good. And I hope that continues because there's another reason that this was not the initial reason for the show, but there was a recent
last night.
It happened last night. A horrible embarrassment that happened to me. So the show is slightly morphed. It's still cool. Still Mort is cool, but also let's get out ahead of the horrible, embarrassing thing that happened to me last night.
You want to address the public.
I want to address the public, and also we brought on maybe some guests to tell people that, hey, it's not a big deal, that I'm still cool,
Yeah.
and that thing that happened is not a big deal.
And that's mostly your motivation for doing the show at this point?
At this point, I think it goes along with the sort of, I'm a cool guy. Oh no, this thing that happened that maybe doesn't seem like Mort is that cool happened. Don't worry about it.
We'll get into it.
Still cool. Still cool.
And I like to go to the beach and pick up the crabs that live down there.
Well, I think that's maybe a decent segue into our first segment.
Yeah. Let's crabs have segmented legs, and that's where the term arthropod comes from.
Wow, we're already getting the crab facts. I didn't think this would happen this early. That's what a great contribution to our show.
Thank you.
So I understand the first segment is yours?
Yes. The first segment of our show, Catching Up with Mort and Crabman, is called Changing Tides. You see it. You can see the changing tides.
It says it there on the screen. That's what I don't know who's doing that, by the way.
I think an AI.
Is it computers?
I think
it's computers.
I think it's the cyber.
The cyber is happening. Wow. So this is what it is. Okay. So changing tides. That's is it like a political thing, Crabman?
The tides are changing, and people need to know about it.
That's really interesting. So what are you going to talk about? Like what, politics, with economy, or gender? I hope you're
just the tides. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, well, I'll let you get to it.
All right. Well, tonight there's going to be a high tide of 10.5 feet. That happened just a couple hours ago at 4:70.
Okay.
10.3 feet. And then we're going to have a low of negative 0.4 feet at 11:33 p.m. So
is this what this is?
If you're out on the beach at 11:33 p.m., it's going to be a negative 0.4, and it's a full moon.
There's a full moon.
It's a full moon tonight and tomorrow night and the night after that.
Does that okay?
That means there may be slightly more extreme tide changes.
Is this what this is?
Tomorrow, the high tide in the AM will be at 6:30. It'll be a tide of 12. So that's 0.1 feet higher than the high tide this morning, which was 11.9. So if you're trying to go down to the beach to pick up crabs, it's not a good time because they don't like that. They're hiding when the tide is high.
So this is about picking up crabs then? Do you have to check the tides every day
The next low tide will be at it's a little. You notice there's a blank spot.
There's a blank spot,
and that's because it'll be at midnight.
That's a blank
which is
spot.
Also the previous day. It's a negligible change, but we'll go to the next low tide in the PM.
So you pick up crabs and you need to know the tide. That's the deal, right? Do you think other people do this?
Be aware that on Saturday there will be a low tide at 12 a.m., but it'll be a 0.3, so there will be a little more water than our midnight tides. Spooky.
That's a really good question. I was thinking that a little bit.
No, they're exactly the same as any other tide at any other time.
I guess no spooky tides. I'm sorry.
You should also be aware that it is February, which means it will be cold out on the beach.
That's a weather report included in this? Is that what that is?
No.
Oh, it's February. It's cold. Crabman, how much work did you put in? Did you just get this chart?
These are the tide charts, and people need to know about it. You should also be aware that the low tide on Saturday night will be at 12:09.
I need to
12:59 p.m. So that's actually 1 p.m. That's Saturday afternoon.
I want to ask again if you think
3.8. That's a pretty high low tide.
Man, can we pause? Can we time out?
Yeah,
on the tides. Do you think other people want this information?
If you're trying to go down to the beach and pick up crabs, You gotta know what the tides are gonna be like.
Have you ever met another person who picks up crabs? Can you tell me a little bit more about the crab? So you go down the beach
and
you
pick up the crabs that live down there? Yeah.
Right, okay, I got that. Why?
I like to go to the beach and pick up the crabs that live down there. I don't know what else you want me to say.
So you're picking them up. So there's no. That's just it.
It's
okay.
I suffer from a condition doctors refuse to call crabnesia. And it's a little hard for me to remember what else is going on sometimes.
I'm starting. We've only known each other for what, 2 months?
Unless you count November as a month.
I normally do.
Then about 2 months.
2 months, okay. And I'm starting to remember in our communications class that every speech that you made was mainly about crabs.
On Sunday morning, the high tide will be at 7:20. That's a good morning high tide, but again, not very useful for picking up crabs. And the full moon will now have dissipated, and the tides will return to their normal differences.
So, like in the full moon, is there like a were crab or something?
Well, that's what I'm always asking when I'm down at the beach. Where crab? You see, that, Mort, was a little joke. I've heard that this is normally a comedy program, so I've built a little joke in.
Do you have any other jokes? Do you have any other one-liners like that?
That's it. That was my only joke.
Okay. Well,
Where crab?
I would like to end the segment if that's all right with everyone. I think I've had enough time.
The low tide at 12. Oh,
it's gone.
Oh,
it's back.
The low tide on. Oh, okay.
This is the problem with computers that
it's the AI.
There's no way to control the AI, but it looks like it is actually gone now, which is great, and I'm happy about that. And I'm sorry for everyone.
It's fine. It's fine. I'd like to speak with our first guest now, if that's all right with you.
Okay, yeah, you brought the first guest as well, and I just want to also preface this that just because we went through that interesting segment, I'm still cool, and I'm cool.
That was a good segment.
Sure. Let's move on. Who's our first guest?
Our first guest tonight. You shouldn't worry about. You don't need to worry about me.
What do you mean? I'm not worried about him. I mean, like, you're right. I'm great.
Our first
Crabman
guest tonight is a lifeguard here to give us some tips on safety around the beach.
I'm beginning to see a pattern.
Can I please get a quick crab hands in the chat for Becky, the lifeguard woman? Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello,
wow.
Becky.
Hello, Becky.
Hello. Hi. Sorry, I'm a little caught off guard. I didn't think this was going to be a real show.
Yeah, why? What makes you think that?
Why would you think that?
Well, when I was down by the beach lifeguarding and Crabman grabbed me by the arm with his crab oven mitt.
My crab gloves that I used to pick up the crabs.
Yes.
That's what the oven mitts are. Okay.
So they think I'm also a big crab.
But he said, join me on my show to talk about crabs. And I said, I'll talk about beach safety because I'm a lifeguard and I don't just guard people, I guard all life on the beach. And
right, because it's my understanding that you are not a typical lifeguard.
No. All lifeguards are teens. So I grew out of being a lifeguard and I dedicated my life to guarding all life on the beach.
And I thank you for that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I guard you and your beloved crabs.
And that's so good because
nice.
You may not know this about me, Becky, but I like to go to the beach and pick up the crabs that live down there. And if the crabs weren't living there, I wouldn't be anything to pick up.
Sorry, Becky, I'm just gonna jump in. If the crabs weren't at the beach, would you pick them up where they were? Do you only pick up crabs at the beach?
If the crabs weren't at the beach.
Oh, I think I've hit something here.
Oh God!
Crabman, don't think of forget it. I'm sorry.
Mort,
crabs are at the beach.
Okay.
Crabs are at the beach.
Okay.
Still.
Mort,
Thank you.
I didn't want to have to share this, but one time the beach was closed and I found Crabman in the supermarket with 2 deceased crabs.
This
in
was a
his
low
hand.
point for me
Yes,
personally.
just
Wait, what's
sobbing hysterically. And I had to come up behind him and I had to give him a hug. I had to wrap him up in the towel that I always have.
Yeah,
And I brought him back to the beach. I said,
you opened
fuck
up the beach for
fuck
me.
this caution tape. Yeah, fuck this caution tape. Fuck the active crime scene. We are going right into the beach. And I helped him find a couple of crabs, but we let them be that day, didn't we? Because
I did
sometimes
pick up a couple crabs when you weren't looking.
what I've been trying to tell Crabman is that picking up crabs is dangerous. Crabman, picking up crabs is dangerous for you and the crabs.
I didn't even think about this.
No, Becky, I want to ask you about riptides.
Are you
I
dodging
mean,
the question?
We can discuss, yes, Crabman, we can discuss riptides for the 12th time.
What are the dangers of me encountering a riptide while I'm down on the beach? Will one grab my leg and sweep me away to the bottom of the ocean?
Well, as I've told you, the undertow, or the undertowed, as you like to call it, is
The
not
undertowed.
real. Yes, the undertowed is not real and it cannot get you. But you do want to be safe around the riptide. You do not want to get too far into the water unawares. If you are thinking of, say, only crabs and not your surroundings and the speed of the current of the tides, you could get ripped out into the ocean if you're too crab minded.
Well, now this is interesting because Crabman, you talked a little bit about this. Now I'm concerned about your safety. Did you get into a bit of a crab trance sometimes when you're down there?
Occasionally, I get a little hyper focused on picking up crabs and looking for crabs. It's a lot of work to pick up a rock, and then they're brown. The crabs, they're brown, and they blend in with the mud or the sand. And you sometimes you just got to really focus in, and you may not notice that the tides have changed, and you're 3 feet underwater with an octopus wrapped around your neck.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, and that's when
There's the tides again.
The tide chart will warn you if you know it.
Does the AI know when we say tides? Is it like a toggle thing? Oh, maybe.
Anyway, like I was saying, there are some times of the day that are safer for picking up crabs. And you know, I didn't want to say this, but you shouldn't go in the middle of the night. Crabman sometimes.
I don't go when it's dark. I
Oh,
shouldn't.
You sometimes get into a crab sleep.
Oh, she's referring to when I try to sleep at night and then I sleepwalk down to the beach to pick up the crabs that live down there.
And I think that's an extension of your crab trance, I imagine.
It's kind of like if I don't get enough crab trance while I'm awake, it'll come out while I'm sleeping.
So do you have is there like a mental crab quota that you need to like hit in your day? Like how many crabs do you need to pick up?
Like 20 or 50.
It's a range?
It varies it varies by the tides, varies day to day.
Like Becky, can you talk
tides?
I've seen him on a good day pick up at least 100 crabs, maybe.
That was a good day for me.
Can you speak, Becky? Can you speak to Crabman state when he's in this sort of hyper-focused crab trance?
I mean, it's kind of scary because I love Crabman. He's my friend, and you'll see him in a crab trance. His eyes are glazed over. He's got his hands up like this, not even with his mitts on. That's how I know. Usually.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh, yeah. That's really scary. Okay.
I don't like it when that happens. And I don't remember it.
Exactly. And one time I found him curled up on the beach, no crab mitts, with a little cut in his poor thumb. Oh. And I had to take it, and I had to take the crab that was attached to his thumb off, put it safely into the ocean and wish it well, and then put a little Band-Aid on his little crab finger, and he didn't look at me once.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that was another low point. That was just a little lower than being in the store with the store crabs.
We're finding a lot of low points for you, Crab
Now,
man.
Becky, I want to ask you about the lives you've guarded. Now, what would you say is the biggest mistake people make at the beach? What crabs aside?
Crabs
while
aside,
you're
Becky.
down there.
Well, you never want to turn your back on the ocean.
Right.
Because the ocean is unpredictable and it can do wild things. And I have seen the ocean take down full-grown men, seagulls, a circus clown.
A circus clown.
Oh, was that circus clown? That was that the circus clown was the one that was murdered in the crime scene that shut down the beach, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But I hear he got swept out to sea and then was murdered, which is impressive, I think. As a lifeguard, I can't imagine how hard it would be to murder someone while swimming.
That would be. You can't get a good grip, from what I understand,
No,
on anything in the water. The water is very slippery.
That was a weird day.
That was a weird day. It was the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
There was fireworks going off.
Down there. Yeah.
A lot of people. A lot of people down there.
A lot of people down
there. No one
there.
even noticed the clown.
Mm-hmm. Or the killer.
Now, wasn't it true that it was a little bit of a like beach circus because it kind of entertained the people, and you were they asked you to come by to sort of be the guest ringleader for the day?
Well, it was the 4th of July Beach Carnival, as we all know. And this was the revival of it. It hadn't happened for a couple of years because of what happened with the sea lion.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I was just the ringleader because I wanted to keep it safe, keep everything on the level, make sure that the elephants didn't get stuck in the sand, make sure all of the bearded ladies were wearing sunscreen.
Yeah.
To make sure that Mort was wearing a pair of pants.
Mort, you were there.
I will see that
we didn't know each other yet.
We didn't know each other. I guess we didn't know that we found this out. I was there. I had I'd of course gone to sort of strut my stuff and be a cool guy on the beach.
You wanted to show off some of your trapeze skills.
I wanted to show off some of my trapeze skills, and so did I talk to the circus people? No.
No.
I guess they would say no. Well, who are you? You don't have any training. Can you do a pull up? And of course, the answer is no.
Yeah, but you tried to be a strong man first, and then you couldn't lift the inflatable barbell. The strong men used to make it look like they're very strong.
I had a lot of trouble with that. My form was terrible, and also my muscles were as well.
And you've got that jacked up spine.
And I got the jacked up spine, like my doctor tells me every time. So I made my way up to the trapeze, and of course I started swinging, and then I lost my grip, and I was while falling. I bumped my head on one of the poles, knocked me clean out. Also, in the process, some of the rigging snagged my speedo, pulled my speedo straight down, letting my butt completely go, and I fell sort of ostrich-like in the sand. Done. Nobody noticed. Busy day. Clown murder. Nobody could. And so my butt got really badly sunburned. Of course.
Well, I thought it was true. I thought it happened that the clown did see it and said, "I'm going to remember this," and then he got murdered later. Not by you, of course. You were at the concession stand trying to buy a corn dog. I'm just saying that there was a witness to your.
Well, there were several people that saw Mort by the concession stand and had to sign an affidavit that they did.
That's true. I'm Mort. We know you've got an airtight alibi.
I got an airtight alibi that I was passed out, cold, or that after Becky revived me, that I was in the medical tent alone for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Airtight alibi and acquitted.
There wasn't even a trial.
There wasn't a trial. There
was no need.
You asked the judge for an acquittal.
I asked the judge. I found him at his home, and I told the paper, "Can you give me an acquittal?" And there's a paper that I had him sign. And he did, and it was very nice.
Now, Becky, what if you could offer just like one piece of advice to beachgoers who are trying to have a good day down at the beach, so that to make your life a little easier, what would you tell them to do?
Well, there's 3 main things that I would say to make sure that you have a good time at the beach. You're gonna want to bring sunscreen. You're going to want to bring a towel. And if you see any crabs, leave them the hell alone.
Unless you're there to pick them up.
You're incorrigible, Crabman.
Well, Becky, we want to thank you so much for coming on our program.
Yeah, thank you for rehashing that really
can
cool
Can we hear the
about
whistle?
Me.
Can we hear a little whistle toot?
No running.
Wow, no running. Have we been
Not
muted? Can people hear us?
Is the AI,
Terrible whistle.
is the AI broken? Hold on.
The AI muted us for a second.
Oh, tides.
Okay, it can hear us.
Okay.
Tides.
Good.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Becky. I'll see you at the beach tomorrow. I'll be there picking up crabs.
Oh, God damn it, Crabman.
I think, Becky, I don't think you should be picking up crabs, Crabman.
Wow, so informative about beach safety and not much else.
Are you going to listen to the lifeguard lady who clearly understands that this is a dangerous thing you're doing to the animals?
I'm going to listen to my heart, you know.
And what does your heart say?
I like to go to the beach and pick up the crabs that live down there.
Oh, Crabman, you've done it again. Well, moving on. Now it is my turn for my segment where I get to tell people that I'm a cool guy.
What?
Well, I tell people that I'm a cool guy by importing wisdom to people about what not to do, because I've done some things in my past that are not that cool.
Okay, so you're cool by contrast to the things that you have done.
Yeah, things that I've done in my life almost near constantly have been very not cool and almost terribly embarrassing, to the point where it's hard to speak sometimes, but I manage. And so this is sort of a lesson imparted to the people to say, I'm so cool because I've been through these things.
Right.
And you don't have to worry about doing them because I've already done them and gone through the process of dealing with what I've done.
And what's the segment called?
The segment, of course, is called Morsels.
What's a morsels?
It's like a morsel, but my name. Like a morsel of information for you to realize that I'm cool because I've gone through these things and maybe we're not so cool.
Right.
Anyway,
hit the music.
Hit the music. So, are you ever? If you're ever at the grocery store, a grocery store is a great place to be cool. To show people you're cool. Oh, look at me! I'm buying a vegetable.
I'm picking up crabs in a crab trance.
You're picking up crabs in a crab trance?
That we just talked about.
I don't know if that would be cool per se.
It was very, very bad.
There's many ways to be cool, and some of the coolest people at the supermarket are disaffected teens walking around with their snickering groups, and you sort of see them from the other aisle, and they're like, "Oh, look at that guy," and he's look at that idiot. I can hear them say that.
The teens are verbally assaulting you?
The teens are verbally assaulting. I mean,
there's a fly in here.
There's a fly in here.
Why do you have so many flies in your apartment, Mort?
Because I don't clean it.
Oh.
Moving on. So the teens I can tell they're looking at me, they're snickering, they're thinking like, oh, look at that dumb guy, look at those tight leather pants that he has on, that he's trying to look so cool, and my Fonzie leather jacket, and my with a picture of Henry Winkler on the back, and what I do, what you would think to do, well, I'm going to engender myself to these teens, and I'm going to go up to these teens and I'm going to say, hey, what do you think? What do teens want? They want beer because they're not 21. These are 18-year-old teens, by the way. And so you go up to them and you say, hey, I'll buy you a beer because I'm a cool guy.
So you're offering to buy teenagers beer so they'll think you're cool.
Yeah, it's a classic maneuver, you know.
Well, normally,
and then they'll tell their friends, and then the school will have a
parade.
A parade,
for
sure.
you.
Who's to say they wouldn't? And so you say, oh, go stop right there. You hang out. So you go and you get the beer. You use your credit card and you pay for it. And you come back and you said, I've done it.
And what they say, thank you so much, and take.
Well, here's the morsel. The morsel. Is that when you give them the beer and you say, okay, now give me the money for that I already paid because I forgot that part at the beginning.
Because you used your credit card.
Because I used my credit card. Then they look at you and they spit in your face.
Yeah.
And they say, go away, you stupid old man.
Well, you've told me this story before, Martin. I want to bring up a couple points, which is one.
Okay.
This was in Canada, right? You were visiting Vancouver,
Yes.
and these were 18-year-olds.
Yes.
So, Mort, you just bought legal adults a bunch of beer, and then they spat at you because they tricked you, or that you fell for it.
I felt.
It sounds like you didn't come off very cool.
Don't buy beer for underage teens, even if they are of age in Canada, because they will spit in your face. And that's how you couldn't be cool like me.
And
Morsel number 1 done.
morsel number 1 done.
Second morsel. So you're at the skate park. Some of the coolest people in the world, skaters. That sort of I don't give a heck attitude.
Tony Hawk.
Bam Margera.
Others.
And so they're cool, they're tatted, there's a whole graffiti everywhere. And so you go up to them and you say, hey, I bet I can do a kickflip better than you idiot. And I shouldn't have led with that. I was a heated moment. There's all of these cool guys and you're walking up. And
I just want to say, I know who Tony Hawk is because he's the bird man and I'm the crab man. I just wanted to clarify that. I know all other animal mans.
What about the Birdman of Alcatraz?
Birdman of Alcatraz, sure. Had a bunch of pigeons. And Shark Boy, he's a good friend of mine.
The Bear Grylls?
Bear Grylls, he's not a... no. I do know Guy Fieri.
He's the Fieri guy.
He's a Fieri guy.
Comma. Anyway.
Where were you?
I got lost. I don't know where you were.
I started talking about Tony Hawk.
You
and
took
I
us
lost
on.
the thread.
You took us
You
on
were
a journey.
skating. You were skating.
So I grow up.
You said you could do a kickflip.
I tell the guy in the moment of panic a little bit that I can do a kickflip better than you idiot. And he sort of takes a step back and goes, easy man, we're just trying to have a fun time here. And then so I grab the board and of course he goes, cool guys can skateboard. We all know this. Bart Simpson, etc. And so I get on the board, and of course I'm still wearing my leather pants and my fancy jacket, and I jump on the skateboard, and I tried to do a kickflip, and by some miracle, because of course I've never touched a skateboard in my life up to this point, I have just supreme confidence.
You assumed you could.
Confidence is key.
That's a morsel.
That's a morsel. That's a free one. That one didn't even have a story attached. And so I kickflip, and by some miracle I go into the air, and the force of my legs coming apart in the air completely ripped my leather pants down the back seam.
Oh,
just completely like a book flapped open.
A leather-bound book.
A leather-bound
book. The pages are unfortunately your butt.
Pages with my little butt. And so that happens in midair, and then oof, and I sort of fall down face first, and now I'm lying there, and I'm a little and all of the cool skaters sort of have a second to gather around, and they all laugh at my butt. They all laughed at your little butt. That's really, really sad. I think that doesn't sound like you look very cool, Mort. And the morsel is to don't skateboard, because it's not that cool.
Okay,
that's the morsel.
You're saying skateboarding's not cool.
No.
Okay.
It's not gonna change the tide of whether you're cool.
Wow, what a morsel. Did you have one more? I feel like you've got to maybe address.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. So now coming to the thing I talked about at the top of the show, which is a horrible recent embarrassment. We can stop the music. I think let's get serious.
Oh.
So last night, I left my home and I went to my favorite place to go to the bathroom, which is of course the community theater bathroom. It's a really good bathroom. They got great water and also the hot water.
What's so good about the water at the theater?
The water at is something intangible. The water in my apartment is very hard, minerally, almost to the point of it being abrasive.
Oh,
you know,
and you have very sensitive skin.
I have incredibly sensitive skin, and so I had to leave, and I went to the community theater, and I went there, and so I, like I do, I started having a bath because no one's normally there at
where you were bathing
8 p.m.
in the restroom.
I was bathing in the restroom because I wanted to.
While at the community theater, was there a play going on?
Well, yes, there was a play.
Right. Yes.
There was a play. The Sound of Music was playing,
and the bathroom was empty.
And the bathroom was empty when I arrived. And it was throughout because it was, it's on the other side of the building, and there's the bathrooms for the theater on the other side. So I think that's not a big deal. And so but here's the thing. So I got out of the bath. And I sort of enjoyed there's lots of steam, and I got the steam room, and I was like, okay, well, it's time to go.
Steam room.
Well, it's a steamy room. There's lots of hot water.
Hot water going.
I turned down every tap on the hot water and it became steam. And so I fogged up my glasses, and maybe I got a little woozy. And I sort of and so I wandered out. And I sort of lost track of the doors that I was opening. 1 door, 2 door, 5 doors,
7 doors.
8,
20.
20. Who can count how many doors you go through, and you realize that it's maybe door number 2 you lost the towel, and so I walked through this last door, and it's sort of dark, but also there's a bright light in the distance, and so I gotta walk over there, and I get to it, and I realize, and I look around, and I realize I entered the stage.
You walked out on stage at the Sound of Music.
I walked on stage at the Sound of Music during the big finale,
the community theater production.
Of the Sound of Music, and I did walk out onto the stage and fully nude in front of most of the people in the town, 400 or 500 people. It's a big auditorium. And
I'm sorry, what's the mortsel here? I mean, I realize that this was like a serious thing that happened to you, and it's embarrassing, and we want to get ahead of it. But
we want to get ahead of it?
What's the mortsel?
The mortsel is that it's not a big deal, and unlike what a lot of people said,
there's been rumors
during and after, my penis is not that bad.
So that's what you want people.
And so I'd like to everyone in the either in the chat or in your room where you're watching this, wherever, just sort of chant with me sort of the truth of what happened, which is that it's not a big deal. It wasn't that bad. My penis.
The penis. The AI put your words together into a call
Everyone
to
type
action.
penis wasn't that bad. Thank you, AI. Penis wasn't that bad.
PWTB.
PWTB.
It wasn't a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Do you want to get some kind of like chant going?
Okay, let's see.
To try to really hammer it.
It's not a big deal. My penis wasn't that bad. It's not everybody big deal. My penis wasn't that bad. And I'm looking at the chat, and we got
one.
We got one person.
We got one. PWTB, one
NABD.
Not a big deal.
So
we got another one.
That's 2. So
there you go.
That's me getting out ahead of it. That's the morsel. It's not that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, and I'm fine, and I'm still cool.
Penis bad deal. Someone's written.
Penis bad deal. That's not what.
That's not the mortsel.
That's not the mortsel. I think like maybe you misread the moral of the mortsel. And so maybe you should go back and think about it. But and I think the other thing I just wanted to say that later on we have a
second guest.
A second guest, of course, who was in the audience and who I brought on to talk about how it wasn't that bad. He was there. He saw the thing. And he just to further get out ahead of it, to tell everyone that it's not that bad.
Right. Yeah, and AI, if you can hear me, that's the end of mortsels. I'm not sure if the AI can still hear us. Tide. All right, it's still there. Good. But we have, before we get to our second guest, we have another segment, and I'm really excited about this one. You can tell, and just like crabs with their great segmented legs, This one is also a segment from me, Crabman. It's called Crab on the Line.
Crab on the line. Okay. What is this, Crabman? You haven't told me anything about what you're doing here.
I'm going to do some prank phone calls. It's like a joke. As a joke, you know, like I've got a cell phone,
Okay.
a cellular phone here.
So you're gonna prank call people?
Yeah. What do you think? I didn't run it by you. I just thought I'd do it.
I mean, well, the AI has created an image.
Crab on the line. It's got a little phone.
So I guess we're gonna do. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do I'm just gonna call a random number, and we're gonna see what happens. So I'm dialing and I'm calling.
All right.
Hello.
Hello. This is Crab. No. Do you do you have any crabs?
Let me ask my granddaughter.
Okay.
Cynthia, do we have any crabs? No, we don't.
Oh, that are you checked? You're sure?
Yes.
Then you better go down to the beach and pick up some crabs that live down there sometime.
What?
This was a prank phone call. You're on Crab on the Line.
I'm sorry. Is this my grandson?
This is Crabman. Mort's here too.
Don't bring me into this.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry. He's bringing me into this.
Full prank. I love you. Full prank. I love you.
I love
Crab
you.
on the Line. Goodbye. And that was the first prank phone call. What did you think?
I think. You. First off, don't bring me into this.
Oh.
I don't think this is very cool.
Okay.
And I want to sort of keep my image clean.
All right.
And I was so like just for that to begin with, I don't like pranks.
Okay.
Pranks make me feel bad sometimes because I feel like often I'm at the butt of the joke.
And you want to be the one making.
I want to be the cool guy making the joke.
Okay. Well,
And
I'm going to do another call, and I won't make you join me on it.
oh, okay.
But I'm calling another random phone number now. Mort, I think you're getting a phone call.
I think my phone is ringing, Crabman.
You better answer
I
your
thought it
phone.
was some
No, you better answer your phone.
All right. Hello, this is Mort Grossman.
Hello, this is hi. Do you
Hello?
what's your favorite kind of crab?
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that. I guess. I mean, shellfish isn't strictly kosher, but I like to cheat a little bit. But I would say, a blue crab probably.
Oh, and do you know where to get any of those?
I guess the supermarket is there like a seafood place.
Don't ever go there. But
What?
do you? What's your can I offer you a day of picking up crabs?
A day of picking up. Hold on.
Then you better go pick up a crab.
What?
Full prank. I love you.
This was
is
a prank.
Crabman.
Crabman.
That was me. I did a prank call on you, Mort.
I can't believe you pranked me. Jesus
prank, I
fucking
love you.
Christ, Crabman.
Full prank. I love you.
No, that's not a love.
It's too
that
late.
doesn't
I
show
already
love.
did it.
I don't. I just told you that I didn't like. I'm the butt of the joke. All of these people
You're
saw me
right.
being the butt of the joke.
They all saw it. Oh, look, the AI is angry.
The AI is angry. See, well, look what we've done. You've ruined my reputation in this moment. Maybe one iota further, and I don't. You know what? Can I be a part of the next one?
You want to do the next?
The
one
only
with
way,
me?
I want to be a
right.
part of the next one, so
We're-
maybe I can
okay,
be the
we'll
cool
do-
guy on the line, the cool shock jock radio guy.
Yeah, you want to be the cool. This is supposed to be a morning radio show, but we could only get a nighttime slot. So
We asked them, and he told us that even less people would tune in if it was at 8 a.m.
He said we're already don't even really need you guys, so we're just gonna throw you on a Thursday.
It was a
night.
rude conversation.
Anyway, I'm gonna dial another random number and call it. Here we go. Ringing.
I can hear that.
Sup, this is Greg.
Hello, Greg. This is Crab Morton. This is your doctor. Do you have crabs?
Yeah. Hello. I'm also your doctor. Do you have crabs?
I had crabs last summer, man. That was wild.
Oh,
We all got it from Big Butt Billy in the frat house, and he said he got it from Monica, but she said she never had it.
wow. Now Dr. Mort Grossman wants to ask you a question.
Yes, Dr. Mort Grossman here.
I made up a name for you because you're not really a doctor.
That was my real name that you just told the man.
Is that Mort Grossman? Is that the Mort Grossman?
Yes, hello. I guess it's yes. Hello, this is the Mort Grossman. You're on the prank call.
God. Oh man, my housemate saw your butt.
What?
My
No.
housemate fucking saw your butt and your
What?
wiener and your balls at the Sound of Music.
Was your housemate? Oh, Jesus Christ, Crabman! Look at. Okay, can you ask your housemate if he tell him that it wasn't a big deal for me, please? Thank you. Just right now, can you do that?
Can I ask a question about Big Butt Billy afterwards?
Yeah, of course. 1 second.
We're doing my thing right now.
Okay, I just want to make sure we don't forget about him.
All right. Well, Ron just walked into the room. Hey, Ron. Remember Mort Grossman? Yeah, who showed his butt and dick and balls at the Sound of Music.
Yeah, it was last night.
Yeah.
It was last night.
It
wasn't that bad.
He remembers. He remembers, dude.
And he remembers that it wasn't that bad, right?
Is Ron a big theater fan?
Oh, Ron fucking loves the theater, man. Beckett, fucking O'Neill, realism. But I mean,
wow.
He said he's gonna remember that dick and balls for the rest of his life. And
because it was so good.
A big deal.
Because it was so good, right? Because it was good.
Yeah, can we get another quick PWTB in the chat?
There's a quick PWTB to sort of
you.
help this along. Thank you.
Thank you, AI.
No, I think it was bad. Like it was bad. Like a lady threw up.
The lady threw up.
Now, Big Butt Billy, is it normal for him to be down at the beach picking up crabs? Because I've never seen him down there at the beach picking up crabs.
One time, Big Butt Billy went down to the beach with a giant inflatable crab floaty.
Wow, I've seen one of those before. I tried to pick it up and found it surprisingly easy.
Yeah, man. He got into it, and then he got drifted out to sea, and the Coast Guard had to come and pick him up, and it was really embarrassing.
Yeah, that sounds really embarrassing.
But not as embarrassing as like if you had your whole like dick and balls out in the Sound of Music
and a little butt.
That would be the worst. Like, I don't know. That's kind of nothing, compared to having your dick and balls out.
Yeah, that's like a victimless crime, the first one, and then the theater thing, that's like many, many victims.
But it's like hilarious because, wow, what a cool guy would be so confident and chill about having all of that on display in front of the town, right?
I mean, yeah, but also like they worked hard on the Sound of Music, and like there were little kids in the cast, and like, I don't know. You tripped Maria.
Yeah,
she fell down, and you said it's not a big deal.
I mean, she tried to push me off the stage, and I was like, "Don't touch me, lady. I don't know you."
You screamed, "Don't touch me! I'm naked."
Don't touch me! I'm naked, because I was starting to realize the situation, and
then you came back for curtain call. What was that about?
Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Hi, you're live on the air with Mort and Crabman. Oh, this is literally on live Twitch right now.
There's a real call on his phone.
This is a real call that I've just received. I'm literally live on Twitch.
So good.
This.
Good job, you all.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever had crabs?
No.
Well, then you better go get some. Full prank. I love you.
I love you too.
Well, wasn't that interesting?
Now, I don't know do we still have you on the line, frat man?
It's Greg.
Greg, full prank. I love you. Tell Big Butt Billy he has crabs.
And tell everyone that they're wrong and that it's cool.
I don't think they. I think I hung up before.
You hung up before. Well, that would
No,
have done
they
it.
just heard. That's too bad. They didn't get that.
If they would have just heard that, they
Crab
would have
on the
known.
line.
Crab on the line, everybody.
Crab on the line.
That segment deeply hurt me. Well, I think the next. I think we're quickly coming to the last segment of our show, which is where somebody who was there. This is perfect timing. Somebody who was in the audience. The man who's given us this show, Jordan Eskanazi, was in the audience, who knows that it wasn't that bad, and he saw it. And shall we bring him on?
Yeah, let's bring on our next
AI. Can
AI.
you bring on Jordan Eskanazi, please?
That's the tide.
That's the tide.
Jordan Tide Eskanazi. There he is.
Hello, Jordan.
Yeah, hey.
How would you say the show's going so far? Are we doing a good job?
I mean, we're 54 minutes in, and all we need is just you guys to kill time. So, I guess it's good so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that. So Jordan, first of all, I want to say thank you for allowing us to be on the show. I know that maybe wasn't your first choice to have us on specifically.
Yeah, I kind of, in hindsight, maybe, should have maybe waited a little bit longer to decide to give you guys this show. Maybe
I think
just
we were
give
ready.
Crabman some time, but
Some time to what?
no, I mean, like, Crabman is very nice. There's nothing bad or wrong
Thank
about
you.
Crabman.
And then there's also nothing bad or wrong about me.
There's quite a bit wrong and bad about you, Mort. I've seen I've seen parts of your body that I probably shouldn't have seen.
Well,
and many people also saw them. And
that gets to the crux of why you are here. I would love for you, in front of this lovely audience, to tell us all that how cool I actually was in that moment, and that how it wasn't a big deal because it wasn't that bad, and that it actually came off very well.
No, there's no way that that's a good and cool thing. I mean, you can't. Here's the thing. It's not even just like seeing what we saw. There's a weird musk about you that permeates off your body, I guess, when you're naked or something. It was pungent.
I've heard about this. Yeah, it's kind of a stress response.
I mean, okay, so I go to my doctor every 6 months, and for many things, jacked up spine, eye doctor stuff, but also we've discussed it a lot, that I do have a sort of fight or flight response, and that sort of this kind of hormone thing that creates a sort of almost skunk-like smell.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
I think that's part of the reason that woman vomited.
Multiple people vomited. I was gagging. But that wasn't even. I mean, the previous caller, who I guess was there too, had mentioned that like you came back for the curtain call.
I did come back for the curtain call.
But you didn't even leave. You were just there.
Yeah.
You were there running around and screaming.
You
were doing some like G.G. Allen shit. You were puking. You were throwing your shit in the audience. What kind of why? How is that cool?
And you got on my case for going into a crab trance.
Let's break this down.
Okay.
So I, not realizing what happened, walk onto a crowded stage in front of maybe the whole town. Yep.
Why were you naked again, though? What was the reason for the nudity?
Because I was taking a sauna/bath in the bathroom of the community center, and the wrong doors, several of the wrong doors. And as there's a fight or flight response, you sort of much like Crabman gets into a crab trance.
Oh, that sounds a lot worse. I just pick up crabs in a crab trance.
Okay.
Right.
I maybe got into a bit of a different Mort related trance. And did I vomit? Yes. Did I vomit many times? Projectile into the audience?
You did.
Thank you. Did I Did I defecate myself out of fear?
You did.
Yeah.
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 And then what? You were trying to get rid of it? What was the why not just let it lay?
When you're in that situation, so I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, be careful not to get too stressed out and fall back into a Mort trance.
Oh yeah, we don't
Fine.
want
This
another
is all
Mort trance.
fine. When you're in that situation and you see the feces dropping down your leg, and you look to the girl who's playing Liesel, and she has a blank stare of terror in her eyes.
A little shell shocked.
A little shell shocked, a little bit, and so your immediate response is, well, I must get rid of the thing that is the worst right now, which is the feces. And so you take it and you throw it in the first direction that you think of.
East,
obviously. That's a proverb or something.
Towards the sunrise.
Towards the sunrise. And of course that heads directly into Mother Superior, who is on stage.
But you notably didn't throw it at the guy in a Nazi soldier outfit.
Well, because I hadn't quite clocked the Nazi yet. Because so another part of this is, so I'm in this fight or flight Mort trance, and oh god, to throw it. Oh, Mother Superior. Okay, moving on. And I look and I'm thinking, and I see a Nazi. What the hell is this Nazi doing there? And I think, oh god, I must have been transported back to 1940, whatever. And so I go full force, and I try to, and I say, fuck you, Nazi, and I throw the punch. And I can, and I mean, you can tell what happened after that.
Well, yeah. I mean, but can I ask? Have you gone back in time? What made you think you would have gone back in time? Like, is there a precedent for this for you?
I don't know. I mean,
it's not even possible to go back in time, Mort.
We don't know that for sure.
We don't know that for sure. Thank you, Crabman. Jesus. It could have happened. There could have been some kind of maybe the steam sauna created some kind of hot tub time machine situation.
Oh yeah, we haven't even considered a hot tub time machine.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, the guy that considered the hot tub time machine.
Okay.
Ever since that came out,
was there a washed up Saturday Night Live actor there telling you he made a special hot tub for you in the sauna? By that I mean Chevy Chase.
Oh, okay. I was trying to place the actor you were referencing.
I was gonna say I was
like,
there wasn't.
John Cusack?
There was no Chevy Chase, but this thing is he's everywhere, and he could appear at any moment. So
I just don't understand.
Time machine, see Nazi, throw punch, so the foot momentum in, miss right. Bad, run into theater
a stage wall,
and
a flat
as I found out later they called. I'm learning lots of theater things.
I don't know how I know that.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird for you. Weird
guy.
You're a weird guy. And I fall and I tumble, and that creates some problem with the rigging, and a sandbag falls on Otto von Trapp. Otto, is that his name? The main von Trapp?
I don't know.
The love interest. The sandbag falls on him. He was of course taken to the hospital, and he's
not doing well.
He's not
doing well at all.
Yeah, I heard he's in a coma.
Yeah. So so that kind of goes back to the main point here. Why would you think after all this stuff that it's cool or that it's fine and not a big deal?
Well, we did sign a contract, so we had to do the show regardless.
We had to do the contract.
This has nothing to do with the show.
Thank
okay?
you for having.
Thank you for
the
having.
The show's
us.
happening, whatever. But why would you think that what happened yesterday was cool, and that there's not going to be? I'm sure there's going to be some repercussions in the future. Maybe not from me or anything, but I mean, you were naked in front of. How long?
I mean, I stayed for the curtain call because I felt at that point after I fell down, I sort of came back up. I was like, well, I'm part of the show now.
Yeah, you started singing "Doe, a deer,
a female deer, doe, a deer, a female deer."
Yeah,
I don't know the rest of the words, and so I just sort of kept doing that and marching around and trying to get the audience to try and say, I don't know.
You wanted to do a sing along.
I wanted to do a sing along with the audience, and I was trying to conduct them, and the orchestra wouldn't do anything. I mean, it was an accident. Thank you, J. Quack. It was an accident. And so by that point, I'm part of the show, and they had
PWTB.
Thank you. And somebody had pushed me off the stage by they tried to get the show must go on is apparently something, so they tried to continue valiantly after all of that, and I give them a lot of credit, and I felt and so I had sort of been pushed into a corner, and then the curtain call began, and I thought I'd run out, and I'd be I was part of the show now, and then
But why not put on clothes? Why not put on clothes before then, though?
No one offered me clothes.
Didn't you tell me that you thought people might not recognize you if you put on clothes?
I lied about no one offering me clothes. I'm sorry, I lied to everyone just now. Several people offered me, forced upon me clothes, and I said
even
no.
The costumer was like, "We can put you in a period appropriate costume."
They need to recognize the man who quite honestly stole. You say what you will about the good optics or whatever. I stole the show.
Okay, yeah, I guess if you say what you will about the optics, then yeah, I guess you stole the show.
And so to get back to this, if I've learned anything in my communications class that you did a day on, it's that you have to control the message. And here we are, controlling the message.
I don't think you're supposed to be transparent about it. And also I don't think that me saying what happened and that previous caller also talking about it, I think you're kind of it's not cool, and you're not cool, Mort. I'm sorry, man. I know my dad and you hit it off at Temple that one time.
He's a very nice guy. What's his name again?
His name's Maury.
Maury.
Yeah.
Nice guy, Maury.
Yeah.
It was very nice. As in, the thing I haven't talked to the audience is that, originally you said, no, you can't have this show. And this was, again, before all of the things that happened.
Well, he offered me a show, and I said, I don't know. Talking about crabs for an hour might be too much for people to handle. They might get a little overwhelmed.
And so then I joined in, and I begged your father on my knees profusely.
Right. Really?
And then lo and behold, I had the show. And so there's a morsel for you. Beg on your hands and knees for a show. And here we are, and it's going great.
Would you say the show's going great?
Would you say the show's going great, Jordan?
I mean, it's been an hour and 5 minutes. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Like,
we learned a lot about, I'll say this. I've learned a lot about tides, which I hadn't. Oh, I forgot about your AI situation.
I think the AI is acting up a little bit.
Jordan, you need to say the word again to get it to go away.
Tides?
Oh,
tides.
Couple more. Okay.
There we go. Wow.
Good job, Jordan.
It got a lot bigger. I think it's been getting bigger every time.
I think the AI is losing control.
It might be getting sentience, honestly. That's something I've been worried about for a while.
Are you worried about?
Could you imagine a robot crab that's self-aware? That's the scariest thing I can imagine.
Would you still pick it up, though?
Oh, I would try. It's the only thing I know how to do.
That's, worth a shot, I guess. I don't know. Well, listen, Crabman, I like you a lot.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Mort, I just...
You appreciate me?
I don't appreciate... the appreciation... I mean, Justina keeps giving me shit for not saying you're cool. It's weird that she thinks you're cool. I guess she wasn't.
Is that J. Quack?
Yeah, J. Quack wasn't there yesterday, so I guess she doesn't really understand
that's cool.
what's going on here.
J. Quack is cool.
I heard she was busy watching some fellows make a button.
Oh yeah. I was too busy at the theater to watch my own streams on Twitch, but it happens. But listen, Mort, maybe wear some maybe just keep clothes on at all times if you can.
I mean, I've been trying, but go on.
Yeah, just try not to feel as good as I don't know. Just fucking keep your clothes on, okay?
That's a good advice, Mort. You should take that.
I'll give you another chance, maybe. Okay.
Okay, another chance.
Like this, we've had 11 to 12 steady viewers this whole time. That's pretty good.
That's
you guys
solid.
You guys have gone for an hour and 7 minutes. At least two people think you're cool. So I will cut you some slack. Just promise me you're not going to get naked in front of children again.
I promise that I will not intentionally get naked in front of children.
That's never been intentional.
Exactly. It's never been intentional. And
Yeah,
why would? And then the fact that you asked that question that way makes it sound like it was.
I'm just saying, just let's make sure, intentional or unintentional, kids saw what they saw, and they're fucked for a long time. So let's just make sure that doesn't happen again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Agree to disagree.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for doing the show and being here. You guys are great.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. Are you gonna go to your next segment now?
Yep, it's time for the top 9, Paul. Nope.
No, I think the AI is not advanced.
I don't think the AI is advanced. It hasn't scripted through your shows yet. It only knows the thing of our stuff and Tide. So
Time for the top dive.
Oh!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's a very big low tide or high tide. That's a high tide. Look at that.
Oh,
Tide.
transparent.
Little opaque, little translucent
Tide.
tide. There we go.
There we
That
go.
was a
Mort,
close one.
That was
Mort
a
has
close one.
potential. Mort, you
All
have
right.
potential.
I have potential. Everybody, you heard it here first. Jordan Eskanazi says I has potential, which means it wasn't that bad. It's not a big deal. Piece was not that bad. PWTB. Thank you very much, Jordan Eskanazi, everybody.
Thank you, Jordan.
Goodbye.
Quick crap hands in the chat for Jordan, everybody. MHB, Mort has potential.
What is potential? MHB.
Well, Mort, I didn't, that's kind of it.
Well,
How did you feel about chatting with Jordan? Do you feel better? Do you feel like people know you're cool and that PWTB and it was an NWTBD OCP QRS TUV?
Yes. And I think we also learned that Jordan Eskanazi is a lying charlatan who doesn't know what he sees and over exaggerates many things which are not that bad and kind of cool.
Oh, well, hey, Mort, I've got some news for you. I've got the review from the show last night in the Public Herald.
Did this just
It's
arrive?
hot off the presses. I had a crab bring it to me.
Oh, there it goes. It's scuttling away.
Bye. I love you. Full prank. I pranked it into bringing me this newspaper.
Oh, this is what it had to do after you pranked the crap?
The prank was bring me a newspaper.
Oh, okay. I really want to see what this is, by the way.
Well, do you want me to read the review to you or not?
Can you read the review, please?
I will read it. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you, little tiny baby.
You maybe don't want to read that username out loud in context with that comment.
I think it was fine.
I don't know. I don't like that combination.
Have I already failed?
Last night at the local production of The Sound of Music, a local accidental nudist, Mort Grossman, wandered on stage, fully nude. Shocker. It says shocker in parentheses.
Shocker. I was shocked to be
To
there as
the
well.
horror of the cast and the audience. He proceeded to vomit and piss and shit. You didn't piss, did you? I don't remember us talking about that.
I did do a little piddle.
Excuse me. Well, this reporter is here to say that it is the most avant-garde piece of art I've ever seen. It is truly transcendental in every single way. And I, for one, foresee this production breaking new ground forever and ever. Amen. That got a little weird there at the end.
Oh, that's that Christian play reviewer who.
Oh yeah, save like Jesus.
Ah, that makes sense.
The cast and crew and production company are asking for Mort to return for future performances to add a new air of intrigue to a classic. Mort, if you are reading this, please come back. We need you for art. Thank you. And it says amen again. That part felt like less of a prayer, though. Mort, you're a famous actor. Congratulations.
I always knew what I did was perfect. Everyone tried to tell me today that it was bad.
And it sounds like it's going to be a big commitment. You got to go back to that play every single night now.
I'm going to have to go back to the play every single night.
And everyone's going to see your penis.
Yeah.
PWTB.
PWTB.
You're more. Do you have any acting experience?
I was on the stage once last night.
Okay. Right.
and that was about it. So I think but I think I'll be fine. Confidence is key.
Confidence.
I'm gonna get out there.
Okay.
PWTB, confidence is key.
Right.
And I mean, it's gonna be great. I'm
Yeah.
glad. And I think the important thing is that I've learned is that if you apply yourself and you sort of walk forward into new experiences
Naked.
then you will become successful.
All right. Well, good job, Mort. We're very quick crab hands in the chat for Mort. Confidence is key.
I'm so happy right now.
Now, I want to ask you one more follow-up question, which
Okay.
is, if you did go back in time for reals, because we don't know if it's not real or not.
Hot Tub Time Machine could happen.
Hot Tub Time Machine could be real. Hot Tub Time Machine could be fun. What would you say is the thing you'd want to do first back in time?
I would probably. Oh, geez. I would want to go to the Gardens of Babylon.
The Hanging Gardens.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon and pick all the flowers and make myself
I
a
would-
nice little hat.
I would like to go to a beach of history and pick up a prehistory crab
That lived there?
that lived down at the prehistory beach.
That makes sense for you. I like that for you.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun. What would you do with those hanging garden flowers?
I think I would just do a lot of prancing.
Prancing through the flowers, like on the ground.
Like on the ground.
Maybe stomp on them just a little
Maybe
bit.
stomp on them a little bit.
On accident.
On accident, of course, but it happens, you know.
What would you say is the best flower for Mort Grossman?
The tiger lily.
Tiger lily.
The tiger.
You were born in the year of the tiger. You're 8.
You keep noticing.
This is currently the year of the tiger. It was your birthday yesterday, too.